there's a ghost in here. So if we don't see you next episode, it has consumed us all.
Yeah.
But work-life balance. Pay attention to what that means to you to be happy and successful. Make sure you put yourself first. Hi, I'm John Timmerman, and I'm a flat earther.
I'm Rob Schauger, and I'm in a glass case of emotion.
And I'm Al Kutri, and I will not use a porta potty.
And we are the co-founders of the NoBull company.
Today's episode is brought to you by Dollywood, the one-stop shop for moving heavy shit. Specializing in dollies, hand trucks, and carts on wheels.
What's up, Buzz Nation? Welcome down to Little Buzz, the show where we bring a ridiculous amount of life to business, all while sharing a cup or glass of whatever gets you buzzed. We are coming to you straight out of Sharecuse Studios, Syracuse's newest co-working space, combining creativity, community, and comfort. Check them out at sharecuse.com. Al, what's getting you buzzed today?
Campfire s'mores ice cream made by Giffords.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, you can't even
Campfire s'mores,
Campfire
not just s'mores.
And you know how I feel about camping.
Is it smoky?
It's everything. It's everything. It's the best thing I've ever had, and I've had it probably 5 nights in a row. So
Hasn't worn out its welcome yet?
no,
Still.
I just cannot stop with it.
Al's still doing 75 fluffy.
Yeah, I'm still on 75. Super soft and creamy ice cream.
And the smoky.
Smoky and marshmallowy all over.
Graham
I
crackery.
just love it so much. So
Man, I'm a
long.
little hungry right now too. So
Oh my God, we should go. It's right down the street. We can go get it.
All right.
Ice cream stand. Literally across from our office.
Thanks.
That's where I get it.
some campfire s'mores at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Really, John?
Rob, what's getting you buzzed?
John, I'm glad you asked.
Back to George Clooney.
That's right.
Might have had a few drinks this morning.
11 o'clock. What's getting you buzzed?
So, another networking event.
Networking machine.
This
Wow,
one,
dude.
biz dev people only. So, because the CEO one was so popular, all the people that are in sales and business development are like, well, why can't we come? Because you're not the CEO of the company. Now, if you are the CEO of the company and in sales, come on in. But if
Sorry,
not,
goodbye.
So,
Biz dev.
we'll be doing one in Syracuse, one in Albany, one in Glens Falls.
Industry
possibly-
specific? Like,
No,
just-
no industry specific. So the difference being is that with this one here, you have to. It's going to fill very quickly. So it'll come in, be announced through LinkedIn. You have to send me a direct message. We'll put you in the waiting list. First 20 are the ones that are in. Once we hit 20,
boom.
door gets shut.
Done.
We'll put
On
you
to
on the
the next
list
one.
for the next
Urgency.
Waiting list. I like it. Little scarcity.
month. Yep.
Love it.
So yeah, super pumped about that.
Snooze, you lose.
Goodbye.
Yeah. You are the weakest
You can
link.
go have
That show's coming back.
For
s'mores.
those reasons, I'm out.
Which one?
Weakest link.
Yeah.
Is
You
it
are
really?
the weakest
With the
link.
same host?
Goodbye. No, it's you would
Please don't
recognize
say
her.
Tyra Banks.
No.
Okay.
It's what?
Because she hosts everything now.
Oh.
She did. All right, whatever.
No, it's she's a funny, older-ish. She's on a sitcom, a few sitcoms.
Betty White.
No.
I love her.
That would be awesome. Actually,
Yeah.
I would watch that.
She could do it.
Yeah,
Yeah. All day.
but I don't know. Google
they
it.
got
Yeah,
I'm glad they're staying with like an older kind of.
yeah. She's
Mom.
also she's like a hard-hitting kind of like
Yeah.
goodbye. you
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
I
She'll
dig
do well.
it. That's
Is she
cool.
British?
Hope it's Roseanne.
No,
Barr.
it's not. It's not. But
Okay.
anyways, I'm getting pretty buzzed about slippers. Cool weather.
Croc slippers.
Not although they make those.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I love slippers, man.
Yeah.
But slippers annoy the shit out of me at the same time. If you don't have the right slippers, your feet get all sweaty, and like they're so snuggly that I get sweaty feet. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Maybe,
See,
it's,
I
just,
could
maybe it's
never-
just me, but and you need a warm, breathable pair of slippers for it to really hit this winter.
Yeah, I'm a weird cat. Like I had one pair of slippers in my whole life, and they were a pair of giant Tasmanian devil slippers, which I still have, but
Excellent.
I don't wear. They were awesome. And they were just for novelty.
Yeah.
Now I cannot wear slippers.
Why?
I just can't. I'm adamantly against slippers.
But
For no reason-
specifically, what
There's
will
no reason
not
at all.
allow you to slide your foot into a nice, cushy, fluffy
John,
inside shoe?
I don't know. I can't do it. But what I will do is, so I get up in the morning. I sleep in like underwear, and that's it. And then I get up in the morning, put a t-shirt on, go make breakfast, and I immediately put on sneakers. So you will commonly see me walk around in underwear and sneakers.
Get out of
That's
town.
my thing. Ask anybody that knows me, but yeah, underwear and sneakers.
We don't commonly see that, by the way.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
You
saying.
may, as
that's
the
my
audience.
thing. So I just wear sneakers instead of slippers.
Are they house sneakers?
I do have house sneakers, yeah.
So they're not indoor, outdoor. They're only worn in the morning
Yeah.
while you're cooking breakfast in your underwear.
and they're
t-shirt.
beautiful.
They're like clean, beautiful,
Yes.
or just like
because they don't go out. They don't go outside the house. They're in my house. I slip
you
on my
purchase sneakers specifically for
I
inside
didn't
your
purchase
house.
them, but I allocated them. I was like, you know what?
Allocated. Were
I
you moving
did.
stocks around?
I bought a pair of sneakers
I diversify my shoe collection.
12 years ago.
What?
I did.
Right?
12 years ago, I bought a pair of sneakers.
Oh.
They had, what's that cushy material in the bottom of the
Memory
shoes?
foam.
Memory foam. They have memory foam inserts. They were for the gym only.
Oh yeah. Oh, I do gym
And
sneakers.
so they
yes.
are only worn in
'Cause
the
that-
house for workouts.
Because you can't. A lot of gyms also won't allow you
Yeah, you
to
want
in
the
the
track
dead of winter
stuff
with the salt and
coming
shit
in,
like
yeah.
that. They'll say like
It's courtesy.
That's what it is, yeah. And
My gym's my kitchen.
There you go.
they're still clean as the day I bought them.
There you have it.
All right. Clean shoes.
Moving on.
Indoor shoes. All right. Well, with that, today's show, we're talking about work-life balance. What the does that actually mean? But before we dive into today's topic,
Do the cheers already?
now is the time when we cheers to life, love, lots of laughter, and getting pissed when gas pumps go super slow once it hits the
Damn it.
76 cents mark.
Why?
I know, it does. It starts trickling, and you're just like,
are you kidding
all right,
me?
come on.
I've
Come
actually
on.
stopped and left before. Like, I'm not going to wait to round up.
Like, those extra 5 cents?
Exactly.
Do you leave the pump on the ground?
Yeah, in my car.
Wait, does that actually happen anymore? I feel like
What?
I haven't had that happen to me in a long time.
About the slowdown?
Yeah.
Yes, it does happen.
Like most pumps just cut off now, don't they?
No, they go 76, and right as it gets to like, let's say you put $20 in.
Oh, prepaid.
Oh, because you're
prepaid.
prepaying.
Oh, yeah.
I took me
Yeah.
a second.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
it.
Okay, so prepaid.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Oh,
Whatever.
I don't know.
Got
Anyways,
it.
before we get into today's conversation about work-life balance, we have a new segment. Hopefully you've seen these because they're hilarious and they're so much fun. But Al, what is this new segment?
New segment is I say a bunch of words that I make up. Sippy Sip is the segment.
Right.
The Sippy Sip.
That's right.
And so if you're sipping something, do it now. Very good, boys. I'm the master. And I say words, and then the two fellas here respond. Whoever responds first gets the points, which don't mean anything.
Little
Duel.
Death Wish
It's a
coffee.
duel.
Yeah,
Death Wish?
this is a duel.
Oh, it's still very hot.
So that's it. Here we go. You both
Go.
have to respond, but what's happening? You all right?
He's
or-
cooling down his Death Wish.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, look at that.
Not only is it jam-packed with caffeine, but it's also piping hot.
Thank
This
you,
is, like
Yeti.
this is like the American Gladiators of words.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Gone?
I had something bad in my head, and I'm like, I can't,
You can't say it.
No,
Gone.
Something bad.
obnoxious.
Okay. Adult diapers.
Depends.
Necessary.
Barry Wink. Necessary.
He drinks coffee all day.
Periwinkle.
Huh?
Color?
Periwinkle.
Purple.
Bidets.
Awesome. Need one.
Bidets?
Yeah. Rob, where are you at today?
A bidet.
Bidet. A bidet.
I thought you were talking French to me.
No.
Well, you kind of are in a way.
A bidet.
Refreshing.
Water up your thing.
Refreshing.
Nice.
We should get NoBull branded bidets.
I
That
know.
would be a
I did-
very different, excellent
Did I
product.
tell you I ordered the tushy?
Did you get the attachment?
Attachment, yeah. I did.
Do you
I
have
haven't
it?
hooked it up yet.
Oh.
I can't figure out how to
The
do
last
Let me
bidet I
know.
used,
Let me know.
Actually, you might need to help me. I don't know how to do it.
circa
Just hook it up.
1989.
No, I'm,
Not use it.
I don't need your help using
Yeah, just
the
hooking it
bidet.
up,
I just
yeah.
need you to hook it up because I can't figure out how.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay,
Circa,
okay, John.
circa 1989. High school classmates were in Paris. We're like, what the F is that thing?
Oh,
We didn't know what it was. So what do? We filled it with ice.
I thought you were going to
and
say
then we
drank
put our
out of
beers
it.
in it.
Oh, God.
They were in cans.
Okay, good.
I still can't get past you helping me use a video. Okay, John, hit the water. I'm ready.
Hold on tight. Make sure it's on the warm water.
Yeah. Okay, no.
How's
go.
the pressure?
Go. Okay, this is good. Okay, moving forward.
Okay.
Hairless cat.
Weird.
Wrinkly.
Ears.
What?
Ears.
Oh,
Hairy.
hearing?
You're so literal with these sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know.
The sport of curling.
Interesting.
Slow.
Kissing on the mouth.
COVID.
Minty fresh.
Cece's Pizza.
No idea.
Blah.
Steven Seagal.
Badass.
Yeah. I made this sound of a karate chop.
Hiya. Like, okay.
What?
That's the game.
This is my favorite. All right, there you have it, everyone. The SippySip. Brought to you by Al's Brain.
I'm exhausted.
I know. Okay, so we're talking today about work-life balance. This is something that everyone on the face of this earth has to deal with. It's essentially balancing the necessary to earn some sort of currency, barter, if you're in a third world country, I don't know. But like working, right? With raising a family or having a personal life or dating or, personal hobbies, just all of that stuff, right? So depending on who you are, who we're talking about, it could be unhappiness and happiness, right? Like if you hate your job, but you need escapism in your life, how do you balance that? All of this stuff, right? So what the fuck does it actually mean for people? I think it is very different for a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And when people tell you how to get work-life balance, it's bullshit and they should just shut up. And like maybe they can help you identify what your work-life balance is,
right.
But when they tell you what it should be, I think that's where shit falls off the rails.
Yep.
I'll use an example that we're all familiar with. When Gary Vaynerchuk first came out, he was very much in your face, hustle, work 14 hours a day till your eyes are bleeding, or you won't be successful, right? So I truly believe he was talking about himself and like how he views his life and whatnot, but now it's apparent that he realizes like he was one of the main founders of hustle culture, and that I had a large part in making people feel like in order to be successful in life, they needed to grind away for 16 hours,
Right.
which causes, I think a lot of people stress, right?
Yeah.
And so now a lot of his content is going, the other way. Like, make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure, like, that's me. I work that. Like, do you? Much more of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of what I mean is whoever you are out there, make sure you're checking yourself as to whatever your work-life balance should be to be happy and not measuring yourself against anybody else,
model.
right? So to kick us off, let's just talk about what our 3 perfect work-life balances would look like. Rob, we'll start with yours. What is an ideal work-life balance for you, and do you think you've achieved it? And consistently achieved it.
So complete transparency, we are, when I say we, my wife and I, we're much better at coaching other people what that should look like,
right,
than we are doing it ourselves, because we are empty nesters, we are both self-employed, and so we just, we work our ass off, all the time.
Yeah, but is that what you guys want and are happy with, right? So that's I guess my question to frame it is, what does it mean to you to have a perfect work-life balance,
right,
and do you think you've achieved it?
So here's the ideal situation for us is to put your head down for a period of time. So let's call it 90 days, right? So you work your ass off for 90 days and then you take a break. So that might be a weekend away. It might be, a week's vacation. Depends on the season of life. Depends on a lot of things. Everybody's like, well, it's COVID. You can't go anywhere. Well, look, go freaking pitch a tent in your backyard or go hiking in the Adirondacks
Easy.
If you're not out.
As long as you're
sit
not
on your
out.
front porch and pick your banjo and play your saxophone and, crank up the purple lights in your upstairs.
Paradise.
See? Al's right at home. Jump in the sauna,
Oh,
But
You
I
get those
think,
little palm tree lights, like Christmas lights, and hang them inside of your sauna. You're on vacation.
there you go.
What's up, NoBull Nation? You all know that our conference is getting closer by the minute. On April 8th, 2021, we are holding NoBull 2020 2.0 presented by Bankers Healthcare Group to teach you how to get more out of life and business. We've got an amazing lineup of speakers. Gary Vaynerchuk has built a conglomerate media company, $200 million ad agency, co-founder of Vayner Sports and a bunch of other crazy media companies. AJ Vaynerchuk, his brother, is the CEO of Vayner Sports, a new age sports agency. David Meltzer is the co-founder with Warren Moon of Sports One Marketing, a multi-$100 million sports agency. Constance Schwartz-Marini co-founded Smack Entertainment with Michael Strahan and Aaron Andrews. I mean, these are crazy successful people that are going to teach you how they've grown their businesses. And you can get a free ticket, $250 front section ticket. All you have to do is head to empathywines.com and order 12 bottles of delicious wine and use the code NoBull2020 at checkout, and bam, you get a free ticket. So if you love wine, it's fall, we're headed into delicious red wine season. We got red, rosé, white wine. Order 12 bottles of your favorite wine. Use the code NoBull2020 at checkout, and you will be sent a free ticket. empathywines.com, NoBull2020 at checkout. We'll see you there.
But that's 90 days. So some people need more than just they can't go at it for 90 days like that and then be like, they're gonna freaking, they're gonna crash and burn. So just finishing up 75 hard. Tomorrow will be the last day.
Crushing it.
So
boom, give us a cheers.
Cheers.
To Rob.
You guys are so
To 74 to 74 hard.
Yeah, like standing still.
I think the work-life balance is every day. So here's what it is for me every day. So working out, drinking water, taking care of my health, reading, and then being intentional with relationships and being intentional with business. Like that's a pretty good day. Like if you can do all those things in a day, of course that comes down to managing your schedule, and who am I to tell you how to do that? You got to decide, like you just said, like don't be a douche and like think you're going to tell me how to balance my life.
Yeah.
You decide what that looks like. That's a pretty good balanced day in my opinion. Your health, intentional in your relationships, intentional with your business, and rest.
How do you feel like you're doing there?
Last 75 days?
1 out of 10.
Probably like an 8.
Nice.
Yeah, much better because of the
75 days. Like before you did the program and got did a little retooling. What do you think?
Probably like a 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like was all over the place because I was just I didn't have a plan every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So having the plan, working the plan, the routine.
Yeah.
I mean, Al, you started doing a list. I mean, do you not feel different than you did before putting the list in place?
I feel significantly better. Significantly better with some, and I don't even have real strict routines, but I have just enough now where I'm like, when I'm not on it, I just feel everything collapses in my world if I don't pay attention to certain key things.
Yeah. Sure, right, and I think that's the case for everybody. Yeah. So, like one of the things I'm super excited about is in the round 1 of 75 hard. Now will be that's the first 30-day segment. So they add more things to it.
Right.
But one of the things that's in there is the power list.
Cold shower.
So cold showers, and there's tons of great benefits for that. But the power list, and that's exactly what you were already working on.
Oh,
so
the list,
the power list is you're going to put down 3 to 5 things, whatever it is for you, that have to get done that day until they becomes a habit. If it becomes a habit, then it's no longer something that goes on your power list every day.
But I feel like there are people that will interpret this particular conversation as like all the things you're saying is just more work. So like that's working
for me,
for you.
Yeah.
But I think for some people that are not going to do this at all.
Yep.
They're whatever. Let's just assume it's something
sure.
else. And that's just their life.
Yep.
And it's home versus work. So like what?
Well, before we get into the advice, let's stick on, so that
was for me.
Your work-life balance, and that's your grade.
Yep.
Same thing, pre-COVID, current COVID, because your world got blown up a little bit.
Yeah.
Or a lot of it. But
praise God, it's coming back.
where are you, and what does your perfect work-life balance look like?
Yeah.
Whether that's routine or like just general, like over the course of 7 days, what does that look like, and how do you feel like you were / and are?
So my
1 to 10.
1 to 10, I think my work-life balance for a long time has been at a 7. And I say that because I think that I'm more aware now of doing certain things like, nutritionally, really dialing in there because it affects my mood, it affects how I feel, it affects my ability to be in life and in work. It affects everything. So just kind of taking care of myself more from a health perspective.
Getting in the major food groups, just campfire, s'mores, ice cream.
Exactly. Just being dialed in with eating ice cream daily and just nurturing myself the way you should. And so no. But I think for me, the work-life balance will always, for the rest of my days on earth, come down to freedom and flexibility. For the last decade, I've had my own business. I've had my own entrepreneurial path going. And the biggest value, and I've been broke and I've been, wealthy in context of my life. The freedom and the flexibility is key. So if I get into a relationship, or if my mom, needs me in a particular way because like my dad's not around and this and that and things like that, like I need to be able to say, oh, I can put off XYZ, or I can switch this around, or I can do that. That is paramount to me. The value of being flexible with my own schedule is the greatest thing I could possibly want. And even in relationships, hey, you want to meet for lunch? Yeah, let me do this, let me do that. Now, there's also times where it's impossible. Like my weekends, for example, are shot. As a musician, entertainer, media person, like try being in a relationship. Hey, you want to go apple picking on Saturday? Actually, no, I got a wedding. I have to play all day. So my weekends are totally shot. And anybody in my industry knows that your weekends are shot. That makes things a little challenging. But at the same time, like on a Wednesday, I can be like, hey, let's go to Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
So
it's cheaper. Not many people are there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's go to Niagara Falls. Terrible example. That was pre-COVID. Anyway, for me, work-life balance is all about time and the freedom of having time to adjust. I could never in my life be committed to a 8 to 5 job or 9 to 5 and be stuck.
Yeah.
That will, for my lifestyle and the demands that people have on me in my life, I need flexibility.
So that just goes to show everyone out there that there's differences, right? Rob's is 90 days, hustle, 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 hustle. And I don't know that you actually said it, but I assume that then it's take some time off and travel. Or maybe I missed it.
Yeah.
But it's go hard for 90 days and then take 10 days and go
do something.
Have some fun. For you, it's
constant
a constant balance.
Yep.
What did we used to ask the guests? Remember the question we asked them? Are you more like work,
Work,
play, or work, play, work, play, work, play? And I think that's an example.
Yeah, I'm work, play. But
the differences.
Yeah.
Not to say you don't take vacations or something like that, but
I
whatever,
don't actually.
But
I honestly, I don't take vacations.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, and this is so cliche, but I don't feel the need to go on vacation because I don't feel stressed.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to escape my life because it is sort of a vacation.
Yeah.
Like like tomorrow's a vacation.
So you touched on something that's really important to differentiate from a benefit standpoint from an entrepreneurial lifestyle where entrepreneur could mean, yes, you have your own businesses and they're successful. It could also mean that you freelance a lot, or you do different things, or you bounce around, or like you could be a construction worker where you work construction on a job for 3 months and then you take a month off or something like that, right? So an entrepreneurial type life to a more rigid, whether you have a job or
your business is,
business is a 9 to 5 business or whatever it might be, having that different flexibility, right?
And when your life circumstance, like you guys are married with kids, well, I know you're an empty nester, but like I'm a single guy
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, work-life balance is pretty simple.
That being said, though, it's very simple. I gravitate more towards your side, which is work, play, work, play, work, play.
Right,
and
right,
I have a wife and a child,
Right.
you know, and that's more my speed, right?
Sure.
So I actually just put a post on LinkedIn a couple days ago about like my routine.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a routine type person, but I've become one.
Yeah.
And I'm now seeing the value of it, right? I
Well-
never thought I needed it, and I'm like, I always identified more with like a Gary Vaynerchuk, where he's like, you know, ping pong ball over the place, and it was fine. It did okay for me. It wasn't like nothing bad happened because I was like that. But now I have like a little morning routine. It's short, it's helpful, it sets the tone for the day.
Yeah.
And I drank the Kool-Aid. Like I am now on board with having a routine and trying to stick to it. But in that routine is play on a daily basis.
Part of the routine is play.
Right.
Like that's
Running
the
in
whole
the
point.
morning is a constant, at least 1 mile every day. Spending time with my son in the morning for 10, 15 minutes. Spending an hour with him every day, 4 to 5 p.m. while Lindsay goes and works out or works, where I'm with him, you know,
Doing your
almost
thing.
undivided.
Yep.
At night, sitting down, watching a show with Lindsay. On the weekends, going to camp, right? At camp, I have to do some work still because we have internet there. So it's very much like intertwined into my life,
Yeah.
right? So whether you call that work, play, ping-ponging back and forth, or whether it's
what
my
works
work is
for
play.
you, and it's not anything. It's not etched in stone. Like sometimes
Yes.
you have to adjust and change, you know, with depending on what else is going on in your world at the time.
Yeah.
I think that's a very important thing you
know?
just said there.
Yeah, and I have such a hard time comprehending how, and most of my friends are, you know, 9-to-5ers, full family, couple kids, you know, their life is, I look at their life and I'm like, how are you alive? Like how are you living and standing up? Because their life is so packed with activity, and I'm not defining it as play at work, but I can't even imagine. They go to work 9 to 5 every day, and then beyond, and then soccer, basketball, kids, wife, in-laws. Like it is so unbelievable, and I just think
Does that give you agita?
it gives me Aj,
Just
heartburn,
thinking about it?
rash. Well, just because I'm like,
You bring some Decedent in from Trip, we'll
Yeah.
hook him up.
because for me, being stuck in something,
Yeah.
I get instant anxiety. If I'm stuck,
Yep.
that's a problem.
Well,
for me.
that's a mindset issue right there. And I think, so that's nothing I don't think any of us are experienced in, but that's very real for a lot of people out there that have a 9-to-5 job. You know, your job is very flexible, right? So like
right.
have a 9-to-5
Like, you're
job
stuck in that place.
in an office or in a virtual
We're not talking
office.
outside sales. We're
Right.
talking like
Take me out back
you're
and
in the
shoot
office.
And so your life, you have to fit into a pre-9 a.m. lunch or post-5 p.m.
Yeah.
So now you're stuck.
right.
Whether you could love your job, right? You could love your job and be very satisfied with
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but from a time perspective, your own time that you own, you're stuck into that point. And now, let's actually say you don't like your job, which makes it even worse, because you go for 8 hours to a job that you're not satisfied with, you get shit on by your boss, whatever it is, right? And now you have to fit in your life, and let's say you have 2 or 3 kids and a wife, and you have stress from your job, and now you're going into your life, not your work, with a stressed out, pissed off, angry, frustrated mindset, and then you try to go live, and that ends up
Recipe for
having
disaster.
tension with your wife, your husband, your kids, and now you're stuck with, oh, I got to bring my kids to soccer practice. Oh, I have to watch the kids for my husband because he wants to go golfing. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. And we've had previous, I mean, this is your world here where, you know, I know you consult on how to, you know, help fix this world, but that's where we go back to our previous shows about finding a career that you love and toxic environments and get the fuck out
and
fix the rest of your life.
If you don't have a partner, finding a partner that is in the same wavelength as you and if you already have a partner, then you obviously work through that. But
That fits well with.
and I've said this before, like I always want someone who's in line with the way that I think about business and life, because I think that's the only way it's going to work. And the example of that is my last relationship. My girlfriend had a 9-to-5 job. She liked her job. It wasn't. She was not unhappy. She wasn't. She had a 9-to-5 job, and me, right? Our biggest issue was that the time from when she got out of work at 5:30 p.m. from 5:30 p.m. until basically 9 p.m. was so incredibly valuable to her. It was like that was her time to like live her life. And she used to say, like, you don't understand, like I have literally 4 hours to like live my life and do everything that I want to do, and then I have to start all over again tomorrow. And like I only have that amount of time. And then the weekends would come, and the weekends were like, I mean, you would think that it was the end of the earth on the weekends. And for me, I'm like, I don't think I want to do anything that, because like
I gotta go gig.
I'm gonna do whatever. Or like, I would say, oh, let's go to do something on a Wednesday night. And she'd be like, I gotta get this done tonight because and that was one of our biggest struggles, is that my value on time, precious time, was so vastly different than hers. And we were always in a little bit of a like, struggle. And that really, that was a big factor in me thinking about the rest of my life. And I knew then, I was like, there's no way I can be with somebody that doesn't value time in the way that I value it.
Right.
Because we're gonna collide.
And there's nothing wrong with that person.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's just a different perception of.
Yeah. But I thought, like, how's this gonna go long term?
Yeah.
Right.
Because
And like, so think about like your friends or colleagues or people that in relationships, or they have their own work. And I bet you could pick out 10 different types of work-life balance that maybe they're, what they would want versus what they do have. But like, I can think of, one of my best friends are a little bit closer to you and your wife, where they are both very successful professionals, financially, in terms of leadership positions and responsibilities. Like, they're both very professional and they're very hardworking and driven, right? And I remember when they first started dating or were married, I would talk to him. Mark is his name, and he'd be like working 80 hours a week, right? Growing his business. He owns his own business, and his girlfriend would be off, like flying somewhere for her business, right? And then 5 o'clock Friday would hit, and they would like both fly or meet at some random state, and like go hiking in the Grand Canyon for until Sunday afternoon, and then fly back and like do it over again. And like that was a very unique way, because a lot of people can't afford that or can't manage that. But like, they're taking that window and they are packing in crazy experiences, right? Or he would go travel to a business conference and they'd stay there she'd meet him there for like 2 extra days, and they'd enjoy that place. And that's work-life balance. Like, they love that. That worked for them. Yeah. But one of the most profound things that I think we and people need to take out of this is something you said, which is it's not set in stone, right? Because my work-life balance when I was 20 was not healthy. I thought I actually bought in. I started following Gary Vaynerchuk at a very early, professional, and like I was the one who was like, I need to do this. So I was working 16 hours a day. I was not sleeping. I was working a full-time job and then had a side hustle and was just literally pedal to the metal.
Yeah, and I think you can run that for a season of life.
Could, yeah, I did. I did burn out. Like I didn't get, I wasn't like Clint. I didn't go to the doctor and get actual like burnout, but I mentally was like, nope.
You fried
out. Had to quit that job and change some things. But I thought that was the work-life balance that I needed. Quickly realized I wasn't. And my background's in fitness. It's my passion, and I was working at a gym and could not work out. Like, I didn't have enough time to exercise. Yeah. And, so that changed, right? And then I got into marketing and was super passionate. Yeah. So now I was working a ton, but I loved it. And I was super happy, right? So it went from feeling like I needed to work and I had almost no outside life at all, and thought that's what I was supposed to do, so I thought I was happy. Realized I wasn't. Got into an arrangement of work and passion projects. I was single at the time, and then was really happy for a long time. And then I met Lindsay, and then we got married and had a family, and now it's very different, right? Like, I don't want to work 12 hours a day.
Right.
I want to work. I want to work as much as I need to make my company successful, my employees happy, and make sure I have plenty of time to raise my family, right? And I have no problem sacrificing professional success. Again, this is me individually, but I have no problem sacrificing professional growth for family time and enjoying daily life, right? No problem at all. I want to make sure I can pay my bills, the family can pay my bills, and all of that kind of stuff. But I thankfully am in the position where now I can focus on being smart with the business side of things and what do you call it? Delegating and making sure the right people are helping to grow the business. We're giving them a good life, and that works. But I have no problem. My team knows I go to camp every week. They know that I work very hard and I work late and I work in all the gaps.
Right.
So it's not like I'm an absent leader. That could go a different way. But anyways, that's my definition of work-life balance right now.
But for the entrepreneurial,
different.
Actually, no, for anybody. I think there is a season where you are growing something and you need to be on all the time. Like, for example, when you and Lindsay had Trip in the beginning of his life, like, you needed to be on all the time so the Trip didn't die.
Correct.
Like, you need to keep him alive for a long time.
Yeah.
On all the time. And I think at the beginning of business or the beginning of a new work relationship, whatever it is, you do need to be on all the time because you're fighting for the first position.
Yep.
You need to answer the email at 12 o'clock at night because somebody else might answer it in the morning and you're going to lose. You're going to lose out. Yeah. But then I think when you get to the goal is to get to the point where you have the freedom to be like, okay, I've dialed in my business model. I'm okay. I know how this functions. I don't need to be on all the time. And I can accept the risk of losing out because I refuse to lose out on my peace. Yeah. And when you get to that point, I think we always ask people, like, what's your definition of success? And I would say that's a good definition of success. When you can put your peace first and not fear the loss of your whatever X is, that's a good place to be in. Where you can say, I'm shutting off for the weekend. I'm going to camp. My wife and my kid. I'm going to Colorado. I'm doing whatever. I'm going to go play banjo on the porch and my phone's off. I don't care what business comes in. I will get to it Monday because my value is to a point where they will wait for me to get back on Monday and respond. Yeah. There's a really interesting concept of, to me, of momentum, right? And so this is something that I've been really thinking about over the past 6 months or so is this concept of momentum in your life, right? And the more I think about it in my own life and business and life and personal life and everything, I think this thought, the mindset of trying to gain momentum is something that will make everything easier, right? Whether it's momentum as a father, where you get into a groove, or another one is athletes use this all the time is flow state, right? Getting into a flow state where it's like Michael Jordan literally is not actually thinking about, crossing over and go it's just happening, right? And I think there's a few things that need to happen for you to get there, right? You have to be humble, you have to work hard, you have to be empathetic, you have to be dedicated, those things to gain momentum in whatever it is. Being a father, when Trip was born, I had to learn, I had to check myself, I had to be empathetic, I had to do all these, I had to work hard, I had to not sleep, all of that stuff, right? And I'm not saying now I'm a father towards easy. Yeah, father of the year.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's things are happening now. Like I'm reacting to when he's almost like falling off the couch. Like
Right.
like I know when he's hungry. I know when he's tired. I know
You're dialed in.
the same thing goes for work. The same thing goes for my businesses. And if you have a 9-to-5 job, like you get in the flow of how that works. You do a really good job, and hopefully you're in the work environment where maybe now you have some flexibility in your schedule, your boss is okay with it because you're doing a really good job. Like this concept of momentum or flow state, I think is super interesting for people to think about and try to achieve, because it allows you possibly to have a better work-life balance.
And that works. And that works on the reverse end too. Momentum is powerful, and if there are negative things that are gaining momentum in your life, it's much harder to stop. Like if a car starts to kind of roll a little bit down a hill, you want to stop it at the top. Like if not in the middle of the hill.
Yeah.
It'll run you right over.
Yeah, Pancake City.
Exactly. So
The flow state
state.
can also be negative on the family side. So today you see, and again, disclaimer, like if this is your thing and you absolutely love this and this brings you immense joy and happiness, great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but here's what I've seen is you get into a flow state with your family. So you mentioned it earlier, you've got friends, 2-3 kids, they're working 8-10 hours of work, then got their each kid, so let's say you've got 3 kids, each one is in a multiple sport. Life becomes this thing where you're living for your kids to do every single thing that they want to do because you don't want them to miss out on it. Again, not saying there's anything wrong with it. If that's what you want, then great. But what's the flip side of that? So you now have a child-centered marriage, right? So you spend X block of time in your life where you're married with kids, they're in all sorts of sports, you're running, like a lunatic, you've got soccer on Sundays and baseball on Saturdays. And if you are not taking time to connect with your spouse during that, you reach a point where the kids turn 17, 18, 19. They leave, they go off to college, and you look at that other person and you're like,
what's your name?
who the hell are you? And when did you get here?
Hi.
Yeah, like you didn't put any time into the marriage.
You're pretty.
For those whole
Yeah, I know.
that block of time. Like you can't let that block of time go. Good, great. Or hey, say no to the kids. It's okay. Like they're gonna be fine. Like they're resilient. Okay, so look, we're gonna pick one sport and you're gonna give it your best for a season. And if you don't like it, then great. We don't have to do it again. But
and this is a controversial thing though, because people do that. I mean, that's like, I would say the majority of people end up in that position.
Yeah.
But the facts are, and psychologists will tell you this, the Bible will tell you this, so many factual sources will say the marriage comes first.
Right.
Above the children.
Yes.
Now, people will disagree with that. They'll go crazy on me for saying it, but it's the truth.
Right.
Your health, you come first.
Yep.
Take care of yourself. And then the marriage comes first, and then the kids. And people will literally go crazy and say, no, my kids first, comes above all things. Like, actually, you're wrong.
Right.
It's not how it should be.
It's the airplane oxygen mode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So what's the story that they tell you if you're in an accident on the airplane? What do you do first?
Put your mask on first.
And then...
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. And then
unless you got a snack in there.
Yeah. And then help your friend.
And then all you gotta do
then put it on your kids.
Right, that's it, right?
Like you can't help them
without...
if you didn't set yourself up first. How are you going to help your child in a plane crash when you're gasping for oxygen yourself? You can't. And again, you're right. Like people will lose their shit and jump all over and criticize. But I'm like, look,
my kids.
What's the ramifications for future generations when you and your significant other get divorced and you're split up because you didn't spend any time focusing on balance of your marriage in the life? Then what? You think your kids are going to be pissed off because they didn't get to play 3 sports, or they're like, oh shit, it's Christmas again and we got to go here and we got to go there? I'm telling you, I've lived that and I've seen it. It's not healthy.
And Tommy gets to soccer every week, but then he sees mom and dad get a divorce 5 years later.
Yeah. What would you think he'd rather do?
No bueno.
Have mom and dad back together, or oh shit, I wished I
played pro soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, moral of the story here is work-life balance is highly individualized.
Yes.
Right.
But
There is no right answer.
happiness is a
Paramount.
foundational, building block to whatever that looks like for you in a positive way. Your own happiness, right?
Yeah.
Whether that's making sure that you put yourself first, your marriage first, so that you have the foundation to provide a good.
Right.
That camera was just moving randomly. Is there a ghost in the studio? The NoBull ghost. The ghost of no bullshit.
I don't like him.
Seriously, that thing just started going like this. Anyways, there's a ghost in here, so if we don't see you next episode, it has consumed us all.
Yeah.
But work-life balance. Pay attention to what that means to you to be happy and successful. Make sure you put yourself first, your marriage first, if you are married, so that you can provide a good life for you and the people around you. And if you're in I'll say this again. I will sound like a broken record, right? But if you're in a shitty situation, if you're in a terrible job that's toxic, a toxic marriage, a toxic relationship with friends around you, whatever it might be, you need to address that before you will have a shred of hope of finding a happy work-life balance, because it's not possible.
It's impossible
if you're constantly being shit on or dragged down or stressed out.
Work is the last step of life.
Yeah.
Health first. Without that, you're toast. Relationships, without those, you're toast.
Yeah.
The last thing is work.
Yeah.
Like, it's the last on the list that needs to be,
that
dialed in.
That's where I think the misconception is, where like money will make you happy, right? Where it could add, if you pay for your basic needs,
Sure.
that will make you more comfortable to be happy, right? But it's not the foundational aspect of making money.
It'll add value. Can money buy happiness? Certainly it can.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Like if you've got a loved one who is like deathly ill and you've got the resources to do that and to help them that they otherwise would not have access to, there's some happiness that can be bought.
money totally
you can take
buys
care
happiness.
of things,
In some cases.
But it's not the foundational
not
piece,
the
is
way
my
you would
point.
think, yes.
It's
right?
not the love of money.
You
is the
making $1
problem.
million in your job by sacrificing everything else around you,
Yeah.
including your own happiness, will not make you happy,
Right.
right? So I think your order says it all. Like that order is
Health,
true, whatever the
relationships,
ratios are of
Yeah.
those aspects. So good
Cool.
conversation, fellas. Digging this new format. For all of you, Buzz Nation, all of you out there, don't forget, we will start to go live on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Pretty much on every platform you can watch live stuff on. And we'll have these pre-recorded shows on Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. every week. New format is just us chumming it up, having some fun, trying to deliver some value. We have some good upcoming news coming about guests and what we're doing with all of that. So until then,
and comment, share, comment, and
Yes.
ask questions. Ask
Yes.
us stuff like if you want to hear about certain things or say like you should talk about this. Please tell us. and
Right.
We'll do
We'll
it.
listen.
yeah, comment below this video. We will chime in and get right back to you. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the live shows that will be coming up. But we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being an early adopter of the I'm a Little Buzzed podcast and show. Until the next time, cheers everyone to life and business. May you prosper in both.